Good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to the Friday edition of FSU Weather. We're getting this really pretty image of Doak Campbell Stadium right now with 66 degrees outside and very calm and clear conditions. The current and local temperatures right now, 72 degrees in Tallahassee, 67 in Monticello, and overall staying in between those mid-60s and lower 70s. The muggy meter is looking great here for Tallahassee. We're getting that smiley face. Overall, dry conditions for the region, something we're really happy to see right now. Tonight in Tallahassee, it is going to be 52 degrees, mostly clear skies, and the winds are going to be calm, so it's a great night to get out there and make sure you are wearing your jackets and see everything up ahead. Tonight in the headlines, we're going to be seeing FSU versus Miami tomorrow, one of our last home games here for the football season. Winter weather in the northern U.S. and the weather and the history of today. So that's what we have tonight on FSU Weather. Thank you for joining us, and we're going to be taking it in.
Good evening, FSU. I'm student meteorologist Rebecca Darish.
I'm student meteorologist Jason Corver.
And what a week we've had coming off of that cold front last weekend.
Yes, it was very nice. Luckily, but this week has been warming up, so hopefully we get those cooler temperatures this weekend.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, but I did not have a great time with those cold temps this past weekend. So I was very thankful that we got some really clear conditions and allowed that sun to shine through and get those daytime temps, those highs, raising quite a bit.
Yeah, this week has been very cold in the mornings, and then in the afternoons it raised up, and you wear a sweater in the morning, and then you take it off for the afternoon.
We are definitely reaching that time of year where it's starting to layer. Bring some jackets for the morning and the evening if you happen to be going out, and you can take them off during the day as we reach those highs.
Yes, but it's hopefully in the seasons and get a lot colder, or we just keep the jackets on instead of just taking them off.
Absolutely, and that's actually what we're working our way into. We have another cold front moving through over the weekend, so that's something we're going to be talking about today.
Yes, hopefully it'll bring these colder temperatures, unlike the temperatures we've been seeing for the past couple days.
Yep, it's definitely going to raise those high temperatures, lower those high temperatures and the lows. So we're going to find out more of that right now with Hannah in our local.
Thank you so much, guys. We're going to be taking a look at today's highs and lows. Today we saw 81 degrees in Tallahassee with that low of 61. But on average, we have seen that 73 degrees as the high and the low of 49. But unfortunately, or fortunately for some of you, 22 degrees was that low in 2011. We are not seeing those conditions today, along with that 87 in 2015. We are avoiding those highs and lows and staying right in the middle like we should. A live look at Doak right now. We're seeing that sun set right now. 66 degrees here in Tallahassee with that clear condition, and the wind is calm. So it's really a beautiful night right now. We're seeing darker skies than we did last week with the time change, but we'll get used to it with the sunset over Doak. The current radar right now, we're seeing no rain, no cloud coverage over here, just a little bit of interference with the radar right there in Tallahassee, but overall very clear conditions in the sky. We are not going to be seeing any rain here tonight. The current local temperatures right now, 72 in Tallahassee, 67 right here in Quincy, and 67 here on the coast in Apalachicola. So really ideal conditions for this time of year. The wind speed and direction right now, there is no wind heading anywhere here in Tallahassee. It is staying calm and clear. We're going to be staying nice and not windy. The dew points are really perfect right now. 56 in Tallahassee, 53 in Crawfordville. So very dry conditions. Something we're very happy to see, not with those muggy temperatures and those muggy dew points at this time of the year. The future radar right now, we're seeing those clear conditions persist. We're seeing maybe a little bit of cloud coverage here by the coast, but overall in Tallahassee, we're going to be seeing those clear conditions, no rain, no clouds, just overall a beautiful night to maybe pull out that telescope and see what you can see out there in the sky. Tonight's forecast, we're going to be seeing 53 degrees here in Tallahassee, 52 in Quincy, overall staying in the low 50s, maybe 61 in Apalachicola tonight. So overall going to be a really beautiful night. Make sure you are bringing those sweaters and stay warm, and of course you'll be staying dry. There's no rainy conditions. 52 degrees here in Tallahassee, mostly clear. Overall just a pretty calm and clear night. We're going to be seeing that persist here at the beach as well. There's not going to be any of that rain. 75 degrees here in Panama City Beach in the air, and 69 in the water. So really a beautiful day. The week ahead, we're going to be seeing some really beautiful temperatures. We might even see it be a low of 39 on Saturday. So Make sure you are staying aware of the temperatures and throughout the week. And now I'll be passing it off.
Thank you, Hannah. We're going to expand a little bit and spend some time looking at what's going on in the rest of Florida. We have another beautiful sunset in Panama City Beach. We have got a nice array of colors here. I really like those sunsets that have the colors, and usually you get them with some clouds, but you'll see we have a nice clear sky right now. For the rest of Florida, most of it is staying pretty dry. There is a little bit of cloud cover and some scattered showers further south coming into Miami, but for the most part, we're looking at some pretty dry conditions for the state of Florida. Zooming in, again, as Hannah had mentioned, nothing really going on with the rain-wise for Tallahassee, so just a little bit of backscatter on the radar. A little bit further into the southeast, we have some rain. Those look like some pop-up showers. Further down along some of our main highways, again, just a little bit of cloud cover, not too much rain going across. If you happen to be making a drive north for the game tomorrow from Miami, you should have a nice clear drive. Looking at the southern portion of the state, that's where we're going to start seeing some of our rain. So that rain is pushing west to east, bringing some scattered showers. If you happen to be driving or out and about in southern Florida, you may want to bring a raincoat or just be prepared for some scattered showers over the evening. Current temps, things are still pretty warm in Florida right now. We're looking at 78 in Tallahassee, 81 Fort Myers, and 82 in Miami. Pretty warm. Again, we have that cold front moving in over this weekend. That's going to lower some of those temps, but right now we're having a great time still in Florida. And again, for most of us in the northern panhandle, the muggy meter is in our favor today. You'll see those smiley faces across the board for Pensacola and Tallahassee. Unfortunately, it does get a little bit muggier as we go down, with Miami having a frowny face, being pretty humid still. For our future radar moving through Saturday, this is where we start to get that cold front. Most of the precipitation seems to be missing us in Tallahassee, but it is going to push through the mid portion of Florida. So if you happen to be, it looks like just south of Gainesville, Tampa, Orlando, you are at risk for some storms and rain Saturday. Tonight in Florida, we're looking at very nice temperatures. It looks like it's going to be pretty standard across the board with 50s and 60s for this area. Tomorrow's highs, again, very reasonable for us. So 70 in Tallahassee if you happen to be coming to the game. I know we'll have a lot of out-of-town visitors. Pretty warm still if you're coming from South Florida. That's a great temp that we would love to see while we're being outside. Not as warm as Miami, which is going to be 84. For the state of Florida, we are looking at Miami over the next few days, 84 degrees, partly sunny, 82 on Sunday, and 78, cooling down just a little bit after that cold front passes. For Tampa, we're looking at 77 degrees with some storms. Again, that's that cold front that is going to be moving through. 71 on Sunday, and then Orlando, we have some nice weather that they're going to be enjoying. Again, those are those storms. I'm going to pass things off to Jason, and he's going to give us a look at the southeast.
Yes, thank you, Becca. Looking at the southeast, we see that Gainesville is a nice 69 degrees with the sunset, and with Blacksburg, it's already sunset down, so it's going to be, you see those black skies, and then Bowling Green, Kentucky, it's going to be 51, but it's already sunset. And Atlanta, Georgia, you see the sun is already passed, but you see those really nice blue skies. And then looking at the satellite and radar, it's really just you see that low pressure up to the north, which is causing these rain showers in Memphis and Cincinnati, and you can see like that line, that one band of rain right here. And then looking more to Florida, you see the cold front, which is right here, and it's mostly past. You see the rain from it up here, goes up to the northeast, but it's mostly clear behind it. Sorry about that. And then looking at the satellite and radar for probably the Kentucky area, you see Memphis. I was talking about that rain earlier. It's going to be moving all the way up, and it's from the low pressure system up here. It's just like spiraling, like counterclockwise. And then looking more at Florida, you see the rain, which is from the cold front, and it's all the way up here. It's just very muggy. And the Caribbean, which mostly should be okay for people in Florida, just some scattered storms down by Naples and Miami. And then looking at the current temperatures, you see Little Rock is probably around 54, and New Orleans is 60, but then Miami, which is going through the cold front right now, is really hot. It's probably 84. Looking at the wind speed, you see it's very calm in Charlotte, but it's 15 in Little Rock and calm in New Orleans. And then going down to Florida, you see it's 5 in Miami, it's 7 in Tampa, and 6 in Orlando. Looking at the dew points, it's going to be 56 in Tallahassee, which we love that, and 67 in Tampa, and 31 in Little Rock, which you see those cold fronts dew points, which everyone loves those. And you see the cold front going through right here, so that's what's causing the cold front, And looking at the water vapor, you see the cold front. But now I'm going to pass things on to the next segment.
This is actually a new segment for us tonight, focusing on the north-northeast. And as you can see on the wall behind me, there is quite a lot of stuff to talk about right now. As Jason had mentioned, the cold front that is coming through is due to a low pressure, which is centered just above the lower peninsula of Michigan, which is pushing about 2 rounds of rain and storms, one moving through the northeast right now and one moving through the Midwest. Both of those have that counterclockwise rotation that's bringing a lot of precipitation. Looking at the Midwest right now, there is quite a few scattered showers that's going to be moving across Michigan. And as you can see, some of that shower is actually rain. So we're starting to see some lake effect snow as that rain pushes across Lake Michigan. Some of it is turning into snow, and those areas right on the coast, so Holland, Grand Rapids, St. Joseph, any of those places could be at risk for some higher snow temps or snow values. For current temperatures, things are pretty chilly, and personally, I think these are the worst conditions to be getting a mix of rain and snow. This can give slush and make roads really terrible to drive in, so just be careful if you're out and about tonight, knowing that you're getting that rain and snow. It can make road conditions, especially if they're not very traveled, pretty awful to drive on from personal experience. For those dew points, they're staying pretty low, which is what I like to see. You're not going to have any of those really cold but wet temperatures, which just makes it very uncomfortable, but pretty nice dew points, so it'll definitely be cooler there. Looking at the northern portion, you can see that it's not as much precipitation as it is storms. So whereas the Midwest was mostly mostly precipitation, this one is focused with mostly storms. That's bringing some heavy precipitation with that. Current temperatures, you can see as that cold front is pushing through, the drastic dip in those temperatures, 46 in Burlington, 57 in Portland. So that's going to drop as that cold front moves through. For our dew points, again, something that I had just mentioned, you'll see they have some higher dew points for this time of year, 60 in Boston, which is a little bit muggy. So as that cold front pushes through, it's going to drop those dew points and make it feel a little bit more bitterly cold. Looking at the rainfall forecast from Saturday through, I believe, Monday, we are looking at quite a bit of rain in this area. So make sure that you are paying attention to how much rain you're getting, as well as snow. So it looks like a mix of rain and snow, and the most I believe is on here is 8 to 10 inches. So make sure if you're in this area, you're paying attention and you are prepared to receive 8 to 10 inches of snow. I'm going to pass things over to Hannah and Jason at the desk to give us a look at weather history.
Thank you so much, Becca. Yeah, we have a lot of history to look at this time of year. Throughout the years, at first we have 1902 in Australia. We had the Great Dust Up. That was something very scary for those citizens there. Would you like to talk about it a little bit more?
Yes, so visibility was actually less than 70 feet, which I can't imagine driving in that. And there was a darkened sky in the daytime, so it looked like it was nighttime. And then in some towns there was a ball of fire that were reported in the dust storm, probably from the fast-moving dust particles generating static electricity and igniting some of the organic matter in the dust. And then looking in 1912, the paddle wheel steamer Mayflower sank in the lake.
Yes, that must have been very scary for them in 1912. And also in 1959, a little bit closer to what it is right now, we saw a huge snowstorm with over 22 inches of snow in Montana. So we're glad we're not seeing those conditions here in Tallahassee. But let's take a closer look at what we're seeing right now with Becca.
We're going to look at the impacts of that cold front that's moving through and what it's doing to the rest of the country. As you can see, there's a lot of things going on, not just in the Northeast, not just in the southeast, but all over the country. This surface map behind me is pretty full of different fronts going on. The biggest one that I just talked about in the northeast, you can see that cold front pushing precipitation and storms across. There's also a cold front moving through, it looks like again in the southeast, and more precipitation coming into the northwestern parts of the states. And here's just that precip and storms and cloud cover associated with all of those fronts. Looking at the northwestern portion of the state, again, not surprised to see there is rain in Seattle, but we saw earlier that there is a cold front that is pushing from the coast into the area. So we're looking at a little bit of rain and some storms that's impacting that area. I'm sure most of them are prepared, but it's always good to know what's going on if you can expect rain or snow or anything in that area. Here is one more look at the Midwest. Lots of rain coming in over the next about 48 hours, and it seems to be moving pretty slow. There is also a mix of rain and snow, which is my least favorite weather. It makes for extremely hazardous driving conditions, so make sure you are careful if you are on the roads and you are prepared to deal with any of those. Into the northeast, again, lots of storms, and you can see as well, we are looking at mixed precipitation all the way further up, so that looks like it reaches into Canada, but again, if we have viewers in that area or you have friends and family, that can make for extremely hazardous conditions, especially overnight. So just be aware of what's going on if we're getting some of that mixed precipitation and also some severe storms associated with that cold front. Luckily for us in Florida, most of the precipitation and storms are off the coast, so not something that us U.S. citizens have to deal with. However, it is impacting most of those islands down there, so they are getting some pretty heavy precipitation, not impacting us too much, just some scattered showers over the southernmost portions of the country. For our big picture, temps are still, in my opinion, pretty mild right now, with our coldest temps being in the 40s and 30s, Minneapolis at 37, or Chicago at 35, and our warmest being 78 in Miami and 83 in Los Angeles. Pretty mild, I would have to say. Our dew points, however, have a drastic difference. So it's very dry up in Minneapolis, 29, 30 in Detroit, still pretty moist before that cold front goes through, 72 in Miami, 59 New Orleans, 49 in Tallahassee. For our watches and warnings, I believe we just have one out right now, so it is actually, since I've looked at this last, pushed its way a little bit further east, so that is in Colorado and Kansas. They are under a fire watch, which I believe is a little bit unusual for this area. Obviously, outside the mountains, they're at high risk, but we are more used to seeing that in California. So if you're in the area of Colorado and Kansas, that is definitely something to be aware of that is currently progressing and believed to be moving further east as we progress through the show. In our lows compared to average, you'll notice that the eastern portion of the state is pretty low compared to average. It looks about between 5 and 20 degrees lower, and the western portion of the state is a lot warmer as compared to average. So we're looking at 5 and 20 degrees warmer. Our drought monitor has stayed the same, unfortunately, throughout most of this year. We're looking at highest drought, extreme and exceptional in the western parts of the state. We're hoping that those will start to decrease as fire season comes to an end. And looking at our Euro rainfall forecast, we saw a lot of rain in the Midwest and in the Northeast coming. You'll notice that the highest portion of rain that we're getting is actually in the Northwest. So just be aware, it looks like they could be getting upwards of 10 inches of rain over the weekend. So just be aware of that. I'm going to hand things over to Hannah, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about the rest of the week.
Thank you so much. Yes, we're going to take it back to a more local look right now with Tallahassee. We're going to be seeing today's high at 81 degrees and that low at 61. A little bit different than what we've seen on record and on average, but that's all right. A live look at Doak. Now it is getting darker out there. We are seeing almost completely dark skies with that 66 degrees temperature outside. Clear conditions and that wind is calm, so it is a beautiful night to get out there and see everything we have. The current radar, there's no rain, no showers, and no cloud coverage. It's honestly the clearest I've seen this week, so it is really beautiful out there tonight, but make sure you are dressing accordingly because it is a little chilly for some people, especially people from the South Florida region. Hour by hour forecast, we saw lows tonight, or lows this morning at 63 degrees, and as we progress throughout the day, we've been seeing that hit the 70s and almost closer to 80 degrees, which is very surprising for this time of year. So that 1 p.m., 78 degrees, that was a little warm for some people. The current local temperatures right now, 72 degrees in Tallahassee, 68 in Crawfordville, 67 in St. Marks, and down here by the coast we're seeing 67 Apalachicola, So staying in that low to mid 60s right now, pretty ideal temperatures for this time of year. However, on the muggy meter, we're seeing a smiley face for Tallahassee, which is amazing. We haven't seen that, and we are so excited to see the smiley face with those dry conditions, but unfortunately, not the same down here in Key West. So we're glad to be in Tallahassee with those drier conditions at this time. Tonight's forecast, 53 degrees in Tallahassee, 58 in St. Mark's, and overall staying in the 50s region and the low 60s. So it's going to be a pretty night out there for all of us. In the future radar, we're seeing that same thing, a little bit of pop-up showers here in the Gulf, but overall it's going to be clear in Tallahassee. We're not seeing any of that cloud coverage or any of those showers hitting us. The beach forecast is also very pretty, 75 degrees in the air and 69 degrees in the water. That wind is at a bare minimum right now. It's not too bad. We've seen it windier, so it's a really nice day. You don't need to bundle up at the beach. It's not going to be too cold for you out there tonight. 52 degrees in Tallahassee will be tonight, and it will be mostly clear with those wind conditions the same as right now, pretty calm for the week ahead. We are going to be seeing some really beautiful temperatures. We might even see that 39 degrees on Sunday night. So as that cold front moves through, we're going to be seeing some great conditions. And now we're going to be seeing a look at the sports here in Tallahassee.
Sorry about that. That's not the right segment. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Looking at women's soccer tonight, it's at 6 o'clock. It's a tournament, the very important tournament. We won the ACC championship, but it's 69 degrees. And then for football tomorrow, it's going to be 68, then 64 at 5, which is it's going to be colder throughout the night. So make sure you guys, it'll probably be warm for the game, but it's going to be cooling off. Hopefully when you leave the game, it'll be around 57. Hopefully we win. I'm not too optimistic, but we'll see what happens. And then now looking at the dew points for tonight, it's 56 right now, and then 47 for Crawfordville. But so right now, if you're at the soccer game, it's going to be really, really nice, dry temperature. And then the future radar, which if you're at the soccer game, you just don't see anything right now. It's very clear. And then for the football game tomorrow, you see clear skies, and it's nice, and it's going to be a great game tomorrow. And then the men's basketball game on Sunday, we versus UF. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. It's going to be 64. And then at 2 p.m., it's going to be 65. And then at 3 p.m., it's going to be 65 again. And then the women's volleyball game, it's going to be in Syracuse. It's going to be nice and cold on Sunday. It's at 12 p.m. It's going to be 47 at noon. And at 1 p.m., it's going to be 47. And then at 2 p.m., it's going to be 46. And then women's softball game, we have a really, really great team. They almost won it last year, but at 2 p.m., it's going to be 65, and at 3 p.m., it's going to be 65 again. And then at 4 p.m., it's going to start going down, and it's going to be 64. But we're going to face UF. Hopefully we win this game, and hopefully it's going to be more to come when we're beating UF a lot more. And now, the women's basketball is 62. And now I'm going to pass it on to Becca.
Thank you, Jason. We're going to take another look at what you can expect for the weekend. We actually have a lot of things going on here in Tallahassee. As you can see, that sun has almost completely set. Those colors have disappeared from our beautiful sunset at the beginning of the show. That current radar is still pretty clear with just a little bit of backscatter from the radar, no rain. If you happen to be going to the Friday night block party tonight, which will be from 5 to 10 p.m., it's going to be a little bit cooler tonight. You might want a jacket, 54 degrees. However, it is going to be mostly clear, so no rain in that forecast if you are out tonight. For our dog walk forecast featuring these two absolutely adorable pups, it is going to be a great day to walk your dog tomorrow. 54 degrees in the morning, and again, the sun is rising earlier now since it's also setting earlier, so it's actually going to be light enough out where you could walk your dog at 7 a.m. 9 a.m. is going to be 59 degrees, and 11 a.m. is going to be 65, clear for all three of those time periods. If you happen to be going to the North Florida Fair, which I have heard has been a great time for those who have come, I actually heard we had some famous people attend the North Florida Fair. It is going to be going through Sunday. So again, we have that cold front moving through. We have great conditions right now if you want to go out to the fair tonight or tomorrow during the day if sports and football are not your thing. It'll be a great conditions for that. However, it is going to drop quite a bit for that last night at the fair. The low is going to be 39 degrees. It will be clear, no rain in the forecast for that fair. For football tomorrow, we are going to have a great game. It might get a little warm with everyone packed in there. I'm hoping the stadium's going to be full. We're looking at 68 at 3 p.m. Again, it's a 3:30 kickoff. 64 by 5 p.m., and I think it's going to cool off pretty quickly as the sun goes down. 57 at 7 p.m. For our future radar, just a little bit of cloud cover moving through, not too much to expect, pretty nice throughout things. Jason's going to give us one last look at what we can expect for this weekend.
Thanks, Becca. And now looking at the current temperatures, it's 64 right now in Tallahassee with 57 in Thomasville and then 60 in Calvary. And then tonight's forecast, it's going to be a beautiful 53 with St. Mark's going to be 58 and Thomasville, it's going to be around 52. And Perry, it's going to be 58. And then in the satellite radar, it's going to be, you see the cold front right here. And then looking at the northeast, you see that cold front that is moving in right here, and the low pressure that is around here. And then now looking at the northwest, it's going to be, you see the rain showers in Portland, which is normal around this year. And it's going to be nice and rainy though. It's going to be not going to be fun for them. And now looking at tomorrow's highs, it's going to be 50 in Seattle with rain, and 83 in Los Angeles with 70 degrees in Tallahassee and 84 in Miami. And in Boston, it's going to be rainy and it's going to be 59. And in Washington, D.C., it's going to be 54. And then in Detroit, it's going to be 45 and 40 in Chicago. And hopefully we see those temperatures sometime this year, but probably not. And now I'm going to pass it along to the desk.
Thank you so much, Jason. Wow, we saw a lot of cool weather this weekend and pretty clear conditions in Tallahassee as well.
Unfortunately for the rest of the country, that cold front is bringing quite a lot of precipitation. And again, that is starting to be a mix of rain and snow. We have entered the winter weather conditions time of year.
Of course, yeah, the north and northeast need to look out for those extreme weather conditions and those watches and warnings because they are coming full force.
They absolutely are. That cold front is going to be bringing, again, a mix of rain and snow into the Midwest and into portions of northern Canada, the northern U.S. So if you happen to be in those areas, just watch out. As always, follow us on Twitter.
And also like us on Facebook. We have our Facebook post on FSU Weather. And we also have us on YouTube where you're watching right now on FSU Weather. So keep tuning in every weekday. We start at 6.
You can also follow us on Instagram, DM us any awesome weather pictures. Maybe you'll get featured on the show. We love to see them. If you can't tell, we're a bunch of weather nerds here at FSU Weather.
We love the sunsets, but now you have to get out earlier and get those sunset pictures. So please keep sending them our way, and we'd love to see them.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We hope that you guys have a great weekend. Again, there are so many things to do this weekend out there in Tallahassee between football games and the North Florida Fair and just being outside in general.
That's right. And I'm student meteorologist Hannah Angela Walker.
I'm student meteorologist